All right, so things are really ramping up.
I want some nasty. Are we having fun yet?
We're starting to get more and more information on the entire Josh Primo situation, and it does not look good for him. It does not look good for his career whatsoever. And after reading this, I'm pretty sure that he's not going to be back with the San Antonio Spurs ever. And I don't even know if he'll be able to get back on an NBA team. It is so tough to make it in the NBA, and having this over your head before you were really able to show anything in the NBA, that's just a bad look. So we are going to go over this report, and we're also going to go over something that a Redditor said before we knew anything. So it's pretty bad. Now, before we do, really quick, if you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description. I had to take the Primo stuff off. It's unfortunate. You guys know he was my favorite player, but hey, Sohan's right here. He's my favorite now. So expect some more Sohan stuff. I know people want some Devin Vassell stuff. So I'm gonna start working on it. Don't worry. You know, Blake Wesley, Malachi. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about this. All right. So first and foremost, this seems like the bigger reason, or biggest reason, why the San Antonio Spurs went ahead and cut ties as quickly as they did. So as we can read here, a former Spurs female employee has alleged that guard Josh Primo exposed himself to her, and she has hired attorney Tony Busby. If you don't know, Busby was also representing the women in the sexual misconduct lawsuit against Deshaun Watson. So yeah, and here's the thing. Here's the bigger difference here, the biggest difference here, and the reason why I don't know if Josh Primo will be able to make it in the NBA again is Deshaun Watson was already pretty established. Okay, not only that, the NFL is even worse when it comes to things like this. The NFL will allow you to play even if you're a serial killer. Like they will sweep a lot of things under the rug. The NBA isn't necessarily like that. They're not great, they're not perfect, but they're not as bad as the NFL. And on top of it, Deshaun Watson was well known. Like, he is a good quarterback. Everyone knew he was a good quarterback, so he was pretty established. So yeah, I don't know, stricter rules, and Josh Primo has not established himself, so this is really bad. And it also shows the severity of the situation, and I'm going to talk about that in another video as well. But yeah, when it's at the point that he's even doing it in-house, he has a problem. Like, this is a genuine issue. By the way, shout out to the people that tagged me in this, dude. People have been blowing my stuff up, like all right, so let's go ahead and look at, so we already know about this, so let's go ahead and look at this. Now, this is what blew me away. Okay, this was actually a Reddit thread in which someone mentioned this a day before we knew anything about the Josh Primo situation. Now, I actually missed this one. I did not see it. So this is one of those situations where when I tell you guys, like, don't necessarily like sweep things under the rug just because someone said that they heard something, because look, it's the internet. There's all of us are on the internet. I mean, it just so happened that it's gonna be a few of us that have some good information. Okay, it's not only gonna come from the blue check marks. Okay, but right here it seems as if this is more than likely true. I mean, I'm just gonna make an assumption, but it's more than likely true. Nobody's gonna believe this, but I know someone who works at the Four Seasons in Minneapolis. Oh, I can never say that word. You know what I'm saying. And apparently he exposed himself to housekeeping. Ooh, pretty bad. All right, so here's another narrative that I've been hearing, and I just want to like gloss over it, but this is probably true. I mean, I'm just gonna make an assumption. It's probably true. It sounds like it was a pretty bad issue. Now, this is one thing that people have been saying, and I don't know how I feel about this narrative. So quite a few people have come out and they were like, or at least on Twitter, and people were like, hey, the Spurs franchise should be ashamed of themselves because they allowed this to happen for so long and they just swept it on the rug. I don't necessarily see it that way. I don't know what they knew. Okay, so that's something that we just don't know. But what we do know is a lot of times how these things go is someone alleges on one of the players, right, that something happened. They do their internal investigation, and then when they find out more information, that's when they go ahead and punish the players in the NBA. Okay, so it seems as if what probably happened, I don't know this, but what probably happened is there was a complaint. The San Antonio Spurs got hold of it, and they went to do their investigation and found out that it was way more. And then on top of it, with it being a Spurs female employee that went out of their way to get hired, or to hire an attorney, that that made them sit back and say, oh, okay, this is about to really blow up. He doesn't need to be in the NBA right now. Even if we kept him, he's not gonna be able to play with us. It's just a bad situation. Another thing too is some people have said that the San Antonio Spurs are just virtue signaling. Guys, they waived him. I don't know what else you would need. It's not a virtue signal when you literally do it. They waived him. Some people was like, I don't know, they're just trying to look like a high character friend. They waived him. It's not a virtue signal. They took his merch off of the shop. They waived him because of this situation. And there's a few people that's coming out trying to say like this isn't that big a deal. It is. It's an issue. He has a serious issue. This is a problem. But I'm gonna save that for another video and bring up like one tweet in particular that really bothered me. If the guy even still has it up, it is awful. But I also want to talk a little bit about what is it that Josh Primo probably more than likely has. Don't want to diagnose him or anything, but I do want to look into that while also just talking about how we set a lot of things aside with stuff like this. We act like it's not a big deal. We joke around, and yeah, I don't know. So we'll talk about it. But yeah, just wanted to go over these things with you. If you guys want to support the channel, clanthemerchfan.com, link in the description, or become a Patreon YouTube member, only $2 per month. All right, until next time, man.